Namaste. I think I'm gonna cut my hair tomorrow. Hello, corrupted pixels. How are you? Namaste. Shabbat shalom. Apply tilaka for the first time. It's something I'm gonna do regularly. It's really helping me. No, especially everybody should try it. Put a tilak on the forehead. I'm hanging in there. I'm going through so many changes, and I'm learning how to deal with the outside world because the outside world does not appreciate my change, and they want me to, they're doing it. Things are moving at a rapid speed, and even Kaima's trying to slow me down because I'm changing so much. So what it really means is bad things are happening to me. Not in a really bad way, but in a just like did that just happen? Like that this has just happened. Yeah, it did happen. Why did it happen? That it's not my time yet to heal. That's all I could say. Yeah, it's once you get it, you start laughing because you're like, okay, okay, I get it. Fate is not prepared. Is not prepared for my change yet. It's I'm going too fast for fate, so I'm waiting for fate to catch up, which means I need to slow down. Apparently, yeah, that used to happen in the Vedic times, in the ancient times, when somebody was so, you know, into his penances or ascesis, ascesis. If he were like, if somebody were to starve himself for like a few months, the whole world would try to look into what he was doing because he's breaking the whole world. Calm down. You don't have to fast for 3 months. You're gonna break the whole world. I'm not. What I'm telling you is the truth. When you do such like incredible penances, the world has no choice but to look at you. They have like they feel something because you're part of the world. You're part of who they are. So they feel that a part of themselves are off by like a planet, distance of a planet. Like a part of me is in Venus, planet of love, and I'm still stuck here on Mars. you know. And so what is we gotta find that guy. What is he doing? What is he? You know, and just going back to what's happening to me. It's a lot of things are happening. Like people are coming out of the woodwork to just look at like my face now. It's like, don't look at me. You should have looked at me 7 years ago when I was on TV. It's kind of embarrassing because suffered a fatal injury, and my face is disfigured. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, your face, you're looking handsome. You're more handsome than like a lot of people. Still, it's like, well, I don't compare myself. I know what I used to look like, and I don't look like this. So I'm not as confident as before. Even it takes me like before. If you look at my earliest videos, it used to take me 20 times the effort. Now it takes me like three to 5 times the effort. But it still takes some effort. It's not natural. Like the way I'm speaking is not natural. You know. So there's a lot of work still to be done. But the way I'm gonna heal is that I'm gonna like level up. It's gonna be something sudden. It's not gonna be like a gradual change. It's gonna be like, oh crap, I have another eye on my forehead now. That kind of thing. Thanks for chatting. Thank you. Namaste. Yeah, so these are some of the thoughts in my mind as I'm going through changes, and now I have like I've progressed onto something in this healing journey, and once again, my healing has nothing to do with modern crutches that they give you for the rest of your. Oh, you suffer so much. You have you have a you have a stage 4 cancer. Let's chemo it and kill you at the same time. 'Cause I'm not into that. I'm into like regenerating. You know, can you replace a dead heart? And without borrowing from someone else. Well, I think that was the intention. The intention is to bring me down. So, however way, these individuals who are affected by bad spirits, basically, something ticked them off about me. It's like, oh, like something is really ticking me off. Now I gotta poke that guy. So that's what happens. I get poked and I go, what the fuck? The whole world breaks apart and I gotta start all over again. That's been my cycle. So now, and I have to learn how to ignore. If you know how to ignore your enemies, that's like the worst weapon against your enemies. If you know how to ignore, it's not easy because once you ignore them, like they'll start coming around you and start like really doing their bad stuff. But once you get over a hurdle, I guess I don't really know because I'm practicing ignoring bad people myself. So, but yes, a lot of things in this, or even the Yoga Sutra says the best thing you could do in a really bad situation is stay neutral. Stay neutral. Don't even go. Don't even try to be nice because you're like somebody's trying to rob you with a knife and you're like, okay, here's my body and here's my money. you know and best thing you could do in that situation might be negotiating, get him down to like a human level where he could actually utter words instead of give me money. Thank you again for your input. Thank you for understanding me. It's in the world. This is one reason why I'm online so much because when you live through the world, you live through the darkness. You go through the darkness that the world represents. And a lot of these darknesses don't get exposed. Once you live stream yourself, you're exposing. And I recommend everybody to do it now, because this world is full of darkness. And when you live stream, you're shining a flashlight to the situation. Thank you very much again. So anybody should, like, especially if you're in a really bad situation, please live stream. Let us see the truth because we need to see the truth in order to get somewhere. Like I said, if somebody does a really hard penance, like starving himself for a few months, you know, the whole world is gonna try to find this person because he's breaking the world apart. So same thing with somebody who's really suffering in darkness. He or she better live stream if that individual can physically can, because once we see it, we're gonna upgrade ourselves. We need to see what's happening. It's time. I'm not even like a talkative person. If I say it's time to see what's really going on in the world, like I take that a little seriously. I don't really like myself very much, especially since the incident. But like I have a respect for myself in the sense that, like, when I form an opinion, like without any emotions, when I form an opinion of something, it's actually part of the truth. This world is full of darkness. How do you fix it? Live stream yourself. If two or three people see it, at least it means putting it in the light, because the people who saw it have to decide for themselves. Uh, you know, they'll judge what's happening without them consciously judging, because they saw and heard what was happening. So they become witnesses. You need 2 to 3 witnesses in every situation. And I'm strictly talking about bad situations. If you're in a really bad situation, live stream yourself. Calm your emotions down and start live streaming. And it doesn't even matter like what you talk about. People are gonna notice a lot of things about you. The mannerisms, the way you speak, you know. They'll Humans are smart in the sense that they're like the best analyzers. You know, you think about things without even judging, and that's the perfect way to observe things. And this has helped me this much, so I'm recommending other people to do it. If you don't see if other people don't see what's going on with you, and you're in a really really bad situation, you're making other people suffer unintentionally. You're hiding. You got beat up by like 20 people, and you couldn't tell anybody that. You've been hiding that fact for 10 years. Wow. Like, if I had known that, I would have had a different opinion about this world. I would have tried to fix it, earlier. Like that kind of thing. That's why we need witnesses. That's why everybody needs to live stream. If you're in a really 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 bad situation and want to get out of there. Pretty much talking to myself. That's what happened to me. And one thing also I'm learning as I'm healing is I'm slowly learning that and I stress the word slowly. I'm slowly learning that the grass isn't greener on the other side. But I say slowly because you need to experience some of these things in order to form an opinion. The right opinion will be that, hey, take it or leave it. And this applies to all the desires. Because desires are, and I really truly believe this now. Desires are not from you. Desires are not from us. Desires come from God. Now, because we live in a dark world, our desires get demurred. They get twisted. They get darkened. If you had if you have, say like pure desire for women, living in this world could darken it. Meaning like you'll become more promiscuous. You'll think that like, sleeping with this person and the next day sleeping with that person, that's like fun. Whereas, karmic wise speaking, you're opening the door to hell. I didn't know this before. It's part of the reason why I'm suffering so much now is that if I had known, what a true relationship is between a man and a woman, I would have said like, I'm never getting married. I'm not even going near a female, But I didn't know any of these things. So yeah, one needs some experience to be able to form an opinion about what he or she is desiring, you know, because chances are, if you're intelligent enough, once you get a taste of your desire, you may be able to form an opinion and just like leave it at that and become like take it or leave it. Yeah, it's something. Desire was the something that I've most struggled with. One of the things that I've most struggled with because I always thought that desires were bad. Like I thought like, oh, uh, uh, I should my feelings should purely for God. Oh, I have other emotions. Cut it off. And if you do enough cutting off, you're creating a dam, and that's a whole other path to hell. So yeah, you need some experience of your desire, and that's, God. God, I believe that God will decide. God will decide how much, you know, prize or gift you should have. But I've learned that if I'm going after something that I desire to the point of suffering, it's really not worth it. If I want something, I'm gonna like walk around it, analyze it, and if it's still there a week later, then maybe act on it. But it took me a long time to get to that place. I'm still working on it, so I'm not even like a 16th part of where I want to be. So yeah, if you like the biggest, I'm 46 now. The biggest advice to young people is, if you have desires, and if you grew up in like a really religious environment where all your desires are evil, like I'm hungry, that's evil. You just starve. Um, my advice is, you need some of that desire for you to be done with it. That's from a real life perspective. Real life is different. You tell yourself, I'm gonna go buy a bottle of soda at a deli store, and you think it's simple. It's you go there and come back. It's right there in the same block. So maybe it's like 5 minutes. Walking. But by the time you get there, there's all these things going on within the deli. There's a fight going on. Maybe somebody stealing something. Shortchanging someone, and you're affected by everything. You're just like, and it's not just like a 5 minute trip to the deli. It becomes like you know, that individual wanted to cross me. That car wanted to, run me over. You got all this like, real life episodes. So from a real life perspective, you need a little bit of you need to fulfill some of your desires to be able to form an opinion and be done with it. So thank you so much for agreeing with me. I think everybody thinks, the same way. Like the way I'm not talking anything new. This is like common sense, and perhaps like some of it hasn't even been talked about, but this is like common sense. But that's why I say the world is so dark. These are like really really basic stuff, and I had to learn it. It took me 20 something years to learn it. And sorry, am I being loud? I hope not. Um, Nobody tells you anything. You learn through experience. I almost died. Here's my precious experience and the knowledge that formed from it. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. Funny enough, a lot of people are like on the same wavelength. They're talking about like same subject at the same time. I'm not talking about just one or two people. We're talking about like tens of people. They're all talking about the same thing at the same time. Not exactly at the same time, but like at the same wavelength. Now they're talking about how great everything is. Now how they're talking about prepare yourself because something is coming. Now, it's humans are fascinating. The trends. What was really popular back in the year 2000, around there? All these pretty women were carrying little dogs in their bags or purses. That was the trend. Like if you didn't do that, like you're not hip. You're not hip enough to be in New York City. Little puppies, and A nicely dressed lady's bag. Purses, sorry. Bags, purse. I don't differentiate. You're carrying a purse. I don't differentiate. It's a bag. In New York City, there what used to be. I don't think it's around anymore. It used to be a um secret wave. And this is between like different federal agents. I hope nobody comes up to my door, but I'll tell you anyway. So if you say hi without waving and just put your hand like that with all the fingers separated from each other, that means you're an agent. And if the other person responds the same way, they're buddies. So it's. And the other person goes, oh. And I figured this out after living here for 25 years. So, I'm seeing a pattern. Okay, I've formed an opinion. Now I'm forming a conclusion. You guys work for an alphabet agency. I'm not gonna go too much into it, but and even the trends are communicated through the alphabet agencies too. I don't know which trends, but they sometimes test the trends so that like the agents would recognize each other. Yeah, if you live in New York City, if you live in a large city, you will pick up wavelengths, different frequencies, and some people are focused, concentrated on a specific wavelength. And and I don't do this consciously. This is all in the back of my head. And once I form an opinion, I go, oh, okay, I figured it out. It takes a long time though, even because even with lots of people, because you're yourself like affected by all these things going on. But after living in the city for 20 years or so, you may form an opinion, like a really good opinion about what the city's all about. It's the smell in the morning. But the world is getting so interesting, so that like I'd rather live now in some place like Utah, because we have something we didn't have before. We have the internet. I could have Amazon drone deliver me. And thank God for Amazon. Must be like a prerequisite for heaven. You could actually live on Amazon, live from Amazon. And if I'm so like I'm gonna talk about some stuff that I'm not allowed to talk about. Not too deep into it. I'll just touch on the surface. Some people really do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be one of them. So like people forget we're modern human beings now. We're not in the ancient days, so we must think like modern humans. And no matter what your disinclination towards technology might be, you know, you wanna be like one of those what is it? Batteries not included. The movie. I don't know if anybody remembers that movie. There was that one house surrounded by all these like buildings. Do you want to be that person on the planet surrounded by all these modern human beings? They have cars that don't that fly that you don't even have to drive. Like the Minority Report. That must be a prophecy because I could see it happening in the next at least a couple of 100 years. It'll happen. It'll happen. Period. Somebody said it. I'm not. I'm. You know. A lot of things that I'm talking about. It's not. I'm not being original. I'm just reiterating what I've heard and what people have said. Somebody said the future is gonna be here. It's up to you to be with it or not because it's gonna leave you behind, whether you like it or not. And that's just the truth. The future is gonna take you or leave you, and the future is not gonna go away. Technology is gonna, I mean, the AI is gonna be improved so much to a point that like it'll become God, like a God, like a technological God. Why? How? What are you talking about? Once say like a machinery has enough information to form a sentient opinion, then a soul, a spirit, a good soul might be able to reside in there. Have you seen stuck ghosts in hospitals? People when they commit try to commit suicide, they think that they're gonna disappear. It's not really that true. You might be stuck in that place that you've done your horrible deed in, and for a long time, without food, without a body, and you're stuck there in spirit, waiting for body to show up. Sorry, but this is a horror. This is not. This sounds like a horror movie. It's the truth. It's the truth. You're not escaping. Like nobody escapes anything. You have to pay the price sooner or later. You know, it's a blessing and a curse. So people think they're gonna go to like some place, or they're gonna disappear when they off themselves. Really one scenario? I'll give you a real scenario so you get an idea. Your consciousness stays there, and you might be stuck in that same place without a body, and feeling that hunger and thirst, for 20 years. Think about that until a body is ready to show up. And this is all according to Kaima, so it's bound to happen, but it could take 1,000 years. You want to wait 1,000 years, at a place that you try to off yourself. And this is the definition of a haunted house, by the way. Thank you for being. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you. Thank you for watching my channel. And whoever is watching my channel later, thank you. I'm not expecting much. Not until I heal. I still wouldn't expect anything after I heal, but I'm just saying. I don't care. Thank you very much. Namaste. Yeah. So yeah, that's one aspect of one. If a person's trying to hurt him or herself, the reality of it is the best case scenario is you're still with your body and you get to leave your body and come back in about 7 months, hopefully as a human being. But I came back as a human being, thank God. Namaste. I could have been a cat, being a pet, being a cat or a dog, especially like domesticated, that's like taking a vacation from it's a purgatory. That's what I'm gonna say. Being a pet, being a household pet is living in a purgatory. And if you're a cat, you're in the class A. Class A purgatory. the highest class purgatory. A domesticated cat in a rich person's house, and the person even leaves you a will. It's like a lifetime supply of cat food. Like this is like real life. It's like what? That person gave $18 million to that cat and not to any other human being. I hate humans. Okay, yeah, I could relate. And if I may be satanic about this, like offing yourself thing, I'll just say one more thing. You know, the thought disappeared. Maybe I'm not supposed to. It's satanic, meaning I mean it's positive, but it's still satanic. It makes you go like, you know. I forgot, so I'm not gonna talk about it. Whatever thought that comes up to my mind, I'll try to say it because that's the mode of my operation now. I'm trying to become the same person inside and out. That's what I want. If I'm stained with crap on the outside, I want to stain my inside with crap. And the exact opposite of what I just said. I want the same thing for my inside too. Oh yeah. So and also this tilaka, you could buy it. It's really cheap. It's $3. It's really helping my concentration. And most of the time, I don't even notice that I have it on, but I notice it when I'm outside. So it's really good to have in public, especially if you consider yourself a spiritual person. It goes really well with the yarmulke. I'm not gonna advertise anything to Jewish people, but like for me, it's like wow, the yarmulke, and tilaka, yarmulke and tilaka. If you're a Hindu, you might be laughing. I got a yarmulke and a tilaka. But I'm also gonna cut my hair so it becomes more prominent. So, why is your hair so short? Because I wanted to make this stand out. So I was told, and this is from like a spiritual guru disguised as an average person. Figure that one out for yourselves. The truth, he said, the truth is in between the lines. When I first heard it, I was like, oh, thank you. Okay. A few days later, I'm going like, I'm scared. Yeah. I'm scared. Does anybody tell you that the truth is in between the lines? Right away you understand, like from an intellectual perspective, you cannot grasp it and you cannot reject it. The truth is in between the lines. Wow. When you first, I mean, it's like common words. He didn't use any special words. He didn't use any complicated sentence. So, the truth is in between the lines. And I was like, oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah. And it's like it nags me in the back of my head, like daily I'm going through stuff that whatever he said, like on the side, is standing out it's like a splinter. Now I'm going like, oh, now I'm really scared. What do you mean by witnessing God? Oh, he saw the truth in between the lines. He saw the truth in between the lines. He saw God. Whoa. So he didn't really see God, huh? No, that's up to reality to decide. When miracles were happening, like when you know the sky thundered, human speech. Jesus said that was for you. So it's almost like reality is respecting Jesus at that time. Yahusha, that's his real name. Yahusha, Yahusha. It's supposed to sound really cool, like Yahusha, like an anime name. Yahusha. That's probably why it's kept hidden for so long, because they didn't want Goi to badmouth it. Goyim. Yahusha. That's his real name. Yahusha. Yahusha. How do I know? Let's just say that truth can be approached in more than one way. So, by the way, you'll understand that I didn't just approach this from one perspective. You guys get to pick my brain. This is the way my brain operates. Lots of inferences, parallel knowledge. Inference means parallel knowledge. If if 1 plus 1 equals 2, then 3 plus 3 must equal 6. That kind of thing. There's a religious joke. I've read a lot of books in a lot of different religions now, and one thing they agree upon is they all agree upon this one thing: whoever says there's no God is a fool. Like one thing they had to agree upon is whoever says there's no God is a fool. Well, it makes me laugh because it's funny when like different religions come together and agree upon these things. You know, hurting other people is bad. Like every religion agree. Preying on other people is bad. It also makes me laugh because they state that they come from not a completely different perspective. They're similar perspectives, but they are different. But they all come to the same conclusion. Whoever says there's no God is a fool. Whoever preys on another human being is bad. that's the a parallel introspect introspection on what Jesus said about, what is the greatest two commandments: love your God with all your might, all your heart, all your soul, blah blah, spirit, blah 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 blah. The second, love your neighbor as yourself. I kind of turned it around, saying, whoever says there's no God is a fool, and that that conclusion is made from all the religions that had texts for me to read from. Whoever says there's no God is a fool. And second is, whoever preys on another human being is a bad person. So it's almost like the receiving end of it, which is what King Yahusha said. Now, what if I say, Yahusha, that's Jesus' real name. Yahusha is cooler than you, or cooler than anybody on the earth in real life. You know, what if it's cooler than Tony Hawk and wouldn't know that he was Jesus because he kind of looked like Jesus, but there's only one Jesus, so he couldn't be him. And yeah, Apostle Paul didn't get taught by Jesus himself either after he was gone for a while. Apostle Paul was taught by Jesus. It's in Acts something. I'm sorry, I don't have the concrete, factual supporting argument. But for those who have memorized the entire Bible, there's a verse. There's just one specific sentence that goes, "And I was taught by Jesus Himself," or something like that. Not from anybody else. Something like that. It's not from anybody, but from the Lord Himself. Who taught me. So there was a period where I guess where Apostle Paul, he spent time with Jesus in secret. For how long, I don't know. Doesn't say in the Bible, but it just says, "I was taught by the Lord Himself." Oh, I forgot. Um, I love my music. Without my music, I would be dead. Without music, this earth would be hell. Without technology, there would be no music for me right now. So thank God for technology, period. You think technology negates the existence of God? It's the exact opposite. Thank God for technology. It's almost like light in darkness. Here's my link to Spotify. I'll also paste the what am I calling it? It's the QR code. Hold on, that's the old one. I have a new one. Don't use the QR code yet. Because that'll just lead you to Spotify. Sorry. Here we go. So right now I'm listening to Vivaldi. Vivaldi is crazy. Did I just rhyme? He called Vivaldi crazy. It's a compliment. I hate that guy. Wow, he really no, it's a compliment. It means the exact opposite. He talks funny. No, I talk the opposite. I talk inversely sometimes. So you gotta get out of a situation, you gotta talk inversely. Thank you for, wow, you just really helped this channel come alive. You must be, yeah, you're not a normal human being, are you? Sorry, if anybody tries to find who you are, I apologize, but my verdict now is that you're not. This individual that's been texting me is not a normal human being. He's like a higher form. I mean, he's probably, he looks like a human. I'm pretty sure 99.999% he looks like me. Like, I'm a human being. I look like a human being. He looks like a human being, but I think he's not a, yeah, he's not a human being. He thinks I think I'm a human being. He thinks he's a human being. That kind of thing. I'm really Satan, and so who are you? Ha, Satan, not just Satan. Satan. If I were just Satan, I would be probably doing heroin at this point. Ha makes it kind of come down. Ha, Satan. Satan. Yeah, I kind of get that a lot. Yeah, you're not a, you're you're an alpha. That's it. That's a term I've been looking for. See, the trend uses everything that I'm not aware of, but once I connected, that's why yoga has many definitions as yoga should be able to. One of the key definition of yoga is being able to connect ideas. You are an alpha human being. Whether you accept it or not, it's not really up to you. I also sense that you're in a lot of hardships, just like me. I'm stating facts, and I thank you for reciprocating. I am stating a fact because it resonates with me. Once I heal, I'll be unrecognizable. That's the kind of leap of faith we're looking at here, you and I together, actually, at this point. That's another reason why I believe technology is from God. Because if whatever I'm at this point right now, if there's no technology, there's no communication between you and me. You must be an individual that at least somewhat parallels my reality. So it helps, like once I'm able to draw conclusions from this experience in a positive way, you would have helped me get out of my own ditch. I think it's a Netflix series where, there's a world where eight individuals share the similar reality. Now they figured this out and now they're sharing their abilities. There might be a partial truth in that. 1/16th of that idea might be truth. The truth. I don't know. Truth. What is the truth? Yahusha is king. That's me inverse talking, getting out of a situation. So, and that's another. This is karma. So I didn't read the second part of your longer comment, but I am not sure. Now I'm gonna pause and state once again the fact that I did not notice the second part of that comment until now. Why? Why didn't I recognize it at that time? That's an example of karma. That's a perfect example of karma. I wasn't allowed to read the second part, which contradicts the first part until now. And that's the story of my life. So now I'm getting the full flavor, but I am not sure. That's what I picked up. You seem to have a problem. I didn't even read the second part. I picked up on your problem before I even recognized the second part of your comment. But I am not sure that's the second part. I'm not sure. You have to accept. That's shockingly relatable. You use the word shockingly. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate the fact that you used the word shockingly. I'm going to talk inferentially as I'm talking to you directly. It's kind of like what hypnotists do. They talk to you in other ways as they're talking to you directly. I'm going to start doing that to you so we could pick on each other's brains, because I think I could learn something from you. I'm sensing this deep lack on your part spiritually. You don't have to state what it is. I don't know what I don't have to know. I know it's there. How do I know? It's because it's mirroring mine. And I am confirming that with the second part of your comment. Once again, the second part of your comment says, but I am not sure. So we both have to accept a set of feelings that might not be pleasant, but it's more like an electric convulsion, so it happens really quickly. So it's not something that we have to work on for even a day. You could do this within a minute or less. You have to accept this set of what's an electric eel do? What does an electric eel do? It shocks the opponent. The shock is what I'm talking about. You have to accept this shock. And I'm talking about literal shock, like something that convulses. When King Yahusha called out a evil spirit out of a person, the person convulsed. That's what I'm talking about here. You have to accept a set of shocks, and then let it go. We're both holding on to something that serves no purpose other than the fact that we're afraid of the shock. Literally at this point, like not because there's no requirement. I'm still gonna do my daily thing. I'm still gonna do yoga. I'm still gonna recite Sanskrit. Yes, I am. I am the top 10 Aryan Sanskrit reciter in the entire world, and I say top 10 as a respect for others. Think about that. Because I tell you the end result of what happens when we both accept the shock. We're gonna look like anime characters. Anyway, I definitely believe so we're I guess this might even be a karmic thing. Karma might even be something that we have to just wait on. How do you shock yourself, No, I got it. I got that after. Yeah, at first I was like, I definitely believe that dog, and I was like, no, he didn't write dog. um, it's a flower does not bloom within a second. It flowers like by the minute. I think that might be the motion that you and I both have to go through, and that's a good thing because it means yoga calls it the honeydew stage. It's downhill. It's a downhill ride. It's something that we have to like surf on. Surfing is fun. That kind of thing. And it's not just an attitude in life. It's a reality. Sometimes all these like self-improvement things, they would not help you at all. Why? Because you're stuck in your karma. That's a horror movie foundation, but yeah, you're. What do you think you're doing? You have to suffer for another 15 months. Oh crap! You become the master of self-improvement, but still, since you're still stuck in your karma, which you didn't consider because you're a modern human being without any spiritual knowledge, So they go, they even go so far as to say like, self-improvement is a scam. It's like no, it's not a scam entirely. I mean, part of it might be, but it's your karma. Where do you think you're going? If karma decides in your favor, though, in our favor, then things will be back to normal again with technology. With Amazon for every survivor of the apocalypse. Let me say that again. Amazon for every survivor of the apocalypse. Is it free? No, nothing's for free. Sorry, but I thought it was heaven. Yeah, you so you worked in your life so you could get free things. But be grateful that heaven has AI chip laptops. Is it free? No. What part of not free? Nothing's for free. Didn't you understand? In heaven, you have the most advanced AI laptop. and they cost you like $2,000. How do you make money in heaven? Let's just say enjoy the process. In other words, how did Jack Nicholson make money? I mean, after he got famous. I know before he got famous, he really, really like worked hard. You know. I have a partial solution if you're still here, Corrupt Pixel. Have a partial proposal. Maybe I could help. I could help. We could help each other. What if I said maybe we're okay? Thank you. You're still here. What if I said we have to accept the fact that because the world is like not even mafia like at this point, it's like gangster like. Since the world is gangster like, what if we have to accept the fact that we are the villains of the world? Look at the Baphomet. I'm not gonna get up, but I hope you see that I'm pointing at the Baphomet star. What if you have to accept that we are the villains of the world? Why? Because this world is not even mafia like anymore. It's gangster like. Let me know your opinion. Thank you. Please. You're a villain, and I'm a villain. Non-violent. That's a difference. So let me complete my whole idea. Non-violent villain. My Sanskrit does all the work for me. It's barbaric. I don't even want to get up. Like, what would I want to swing around my arms for? Like, barbaric. Yeah, you have to accept the fact that you're yeah. Let's put it in a trendy way. You're the stage villain. You're the village villain. You're the village. In the ancient times, you used to have a village idiot. Now we have a village villain. You're the village villain. I'm the I'm. Whoa, I am NYC's villain. Fun. That's me inverse talking, dodging the F bomb. A bomb. What's the A hole? Let's see. Yeah, you're a villain. So what are you? I'm Baphomet. Pick your demon name. Come up with your demon name. It should be something that already stuck out to you. It's not. I'm not talking anything new. This doesn't feel like anything new. I'm just bringing it to surface what you already not even know what you already were. I'm just bringing it to the surface what you already are. You have a demon name. Figure that out. State your demon name. However you want to, so you could affirm yourself. You're that demon. I'm Baphomet. I'm Baphomet. I am Baphomet. It's not Baphomet. That's fucking American. Sorry. It's Baphomet. What are you? I'm Satan. And you might want to go kosher. That's another. Okay, so I also take back some of what I said because of your response as well. Yeah, you have to think about, and you know, try to go kosher if you're gonna go demon, like on this demon path. That makes a whole difference. What I mean by kosher, just get a yarmulke hat and just wear it, and see. And when you do that, you might want to wear that with your representation. For me, it's the reverse star. The upright star means Lucifer. The reverse star means undoing Lucifer. So it's stating I'm the villain doing the good thing. But if you're gonna go in that demon path, get a yarmulke. That's my advice. So no, because I'm saying that so I could get rid of whatever's trying to get at me. I have to cover my own self. Because if you went demonic and that was the end of you, that they'll all point at me, and I go, no, okay. What's the solution here? Get a yarmulke. If you're gonna go demonic, please get a yarmulke and wear it with your demonic representation. That means you're a servant. You're not just like a prideful demon. It means you're a servant demon. Who are you serving? You're serving God. Believe it or not. And just put it at that and just don't even think about anything beyond that. You're a subdued demon under God. Grok, I found it really fascinating. It even mentions Satan, as opposed to the ordinary term Satan. Satan is a divine being working for God in the opposition of humans. So this whole kosher thing is and on a second thought, this might not be your path. You might have a totally different representation. But I am gonna bring in you'll have a complete different personality. That who you are, which hasn't come to the surface. Would it be the same time that I make my? It'll be at the similar time for sure. So I'm the village villain. What's preventing me? Like, what is preventing me from accepting it? What if I said it's the fine difference between fame and infamy. That's what I'm dreading. Does a village villain have to be infamous? Can he be kind of famous, or can he kind of be both and maybe like a lot less infamous and a lot more famous? I don't know. Something I have to think about. Yeah, being infamous is like, was Jesus infamous? I don't know. That's what I want. If Jesus was infamous, I'll walk his path. But until I know for sure, in my opinion, like not anybody else's observation, but in my opinion, that I see that he was infamous in his time, then I'll have no choice but to be infamous. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, we shall. Non-violently infamous servant demon. Do you accept? Yes, I do. In words. Does my body follow? I don't know. It might take some time. See, without technology, I'll be like talking to my. I'll be doing the same thing, except like there won't be any cameras. There won't be anybody to watch what I'm doing. So this is kind of like this is like a comparison between heaven and hell. This is heaven. Without the camera, it's hell. Well, isn't this more like purgatory? Yeah, at the moment, because going through so many things, even heaven feels like a purgatory. Then I'm gonna stay on for another hour. Okay. So I resetted my laptop, and it fixed all my problems. Kind of unnerving thinking about it. Like, the factory setting wasn't good. What happened? Let's talk about anime. Back in my day, kids, Akira was really a breakthrough in anime, and it created so many rumors. Uh, they said something like it was animated at 60 frames per second or something like that. I could be wrong. Do you watch much modern anime? I got into anime again in 2007 until maybe 2014, 15, around there. So like 2007 until 2013. Um, the most modern thing I've watched besides the popular ones. I did watch the first and the second season of The Attack on Titan. I guess that's the title. Uh, the first I talked about this before, being redundant now, sorry. The first episode of Attack on Titan really got me. The munching on. Sorry, I should have said disclaimer. Sorry. Oh, you just lost subscribers because you just told the munching part. Horrific, really. Yeah. If you didn't watch it, that's it's not munchy. Anyway, moving on. Uh, Psychopass, especially the second season, was mind-boggling. There's a guy who knew everything about everything at any time. Like I remember in Psycho. If you know the anime, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, I'll try to describe it to you. The main character, he's like a detective, type. and he's got his packing heat basically, and had us. He had it in his bag, and he thought it was unnoticeable. He walks in his mentor. That's the guy I'm talking about. His mentor's house. Right away, the mentor looks at him for like a second. He goes, "You're packing heat now." That really got me. I was like, "Wow," you know. Because part of me just went like, "That's real. It's rare, but real." And being able to predict what you're gonna do for the next 12 hours to the T. You watch the whole anime. Death Note was fun. Death Note is something that's fun. Um, what makes it fun? Because because they start, okay, so they start by pushing the envelope to the edge, but once the envelope falls, it just goes downhill. Death, 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 death after death, 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 death everywhere. You know, it's fun. What other anime? Cowboy Bebop. That's, if you don't know anything about anime at all, and you don't want to know anything about it, like if you're anti-anime, well, let me suggest Cowboy Bebop, and then you tell me your most respectful opinion about anime, anti-anime, whatever. Cowboy Bebop, the answer to everything. Answer to everything in life. The anime came out in 1996, I believe. Could be 1994. I think it's 1996. 26 episodes. Total, the whole thing is just 26 episodes. People want more. They still want more. 20, 30 years later, they go like, we want Cowboy Bebop, the anime. I try to get into Dragon Ball Z. I haven't been able to watch all of it, but what I've seen of Cowboy Bebop, it's pretty good. Maybe I'm, maybe I'm like a dinosaur. Maybe, it was really fancy when it came out. Watching it now, the special effects are totally like it's a comparison between a human being and a dinosaur, literally. Um, I don't know. It did come out 30 years ago, huh? But for those still, for those who are still alive, who watched Cowboy Bebop, you know what I'm talking about. What I just said is gonna be real, like 50 years from now. I'm actually gonna be saying, yeah, for those of you who are still alive, yeah, who watched Cowboy Bebop, hallelujah, we're still alive. What else is good? So I try to get into Dragon Ball Z, but the anime, I believe it caught up to the manga, which means they had to delay a lot of episodes. So, I couldn't watch like 100 hours of Goku doing a space workout in the negative 100 gravity or whatever. I couldn't get through it. It's like, oh, he learned a push up today. What's gonna be tomorrow? Oh, his hair turns brighter. Oh, okay. And what's the next one? His elbow got bigger. They just dragged it on and on and on, and I couldn't finish it. The movies are pretty good, but since the movies don't rely on the manga, it's not no use. I don't have the patience to read the manga, especially you know, a, an epic like Dragon Ball Z. But so that's what happens. So a lot of people like I guess uh, demanded a remake of Dragon Ball Z. So they did come out with a whole new remake of Dragon Ball. I think it's called something like. I mean, I could look this up. I should do that. Yeah, I can't be lazy. I'm live streaming. I have to be in the catering mode. Wait, am I speaking my thoughts? I apologize. Okay. Dragon Ball Z remake. Sorry, I'm a dinosaur. I'm 46 years old. Dragon Ball Z Kai. Saying right away, so it's not a remake. I searched for Dragon Ball Z remake. It comes with a Dragon Ball Z Kai. It's not a remake, but a revision of the original series with updated visuals and sound design. So when they say revision, is they cut off all that like um uh delayed added episodes and sequences. They made it more like the manga, the original. That's what they mean. So I should watch that maybe if I have the patience and the time. Once I heal up, maybe I'll do that. I'm too focused right now. I don't know. So yeah, I'll watch Dragon Ball Z Kai. But yeah, I try to get into Dragon Ball Z in my time, and the only episodes they had were they had all these fillers. What else is good? You have a lot of like one season anime hits. One of them is it's funny. When you're watching it, they're so big in your mind, and then looking back, they're like little memories. Yeah, I can't think of anything specific. Have I found the truth yet? Have I found the light in between the lines? Consciously, I guess so. But just because you decide something consciously doesn't mean the whole world changes. It takes time for the nerves to change, the body to catch up. If I were fat, I'd be skinnier. You know. Yeah, life is I don't know what to make of life. The more I know, the more life says, you think you know? And I go, uh, why are you talking to me, life? Or aren't you supposed to be in the background, doing the background things? Well, why are you being direct with me, life? And why now? Why couldn't you do that when I was not asking? You know, why? What do I have to? What do you have to personify yourself now at this point, life? Because I love you. Hmm. And if I don't feel that love, then what? Stalemates forever? Stalemates. I mean, okay, so, am I allowed to talk about this? I'll say it anyway. Reading in between the lines means accepting that life is itself personified. Which means whatever you see before you, or in my case, whatever I see before me, is nothing but God. And that God needs help. What kind of God is that if he needs help? Well, that God left 5,000 years ago. More than 5,000 years ago. Times keeps going. I think it's 5,100 years ago now. That's why. No, I object. There's no such thing as God leaving the earth 5,100 years ago. I guess that's the point where we decide we part ways. I can't argue with you. I stated the fact that the world's been godless for the last 5,100 years. And you object, saying that there's no such thing as God leaving the earth 5,100 years ago, or that even God even existed even before 5,100 years ago. There's no such thing, but you're just uttering fiction. I say, are you a good person yourself? That's my comeback. Oh, you're leaving? No, that's the whole purpose of the stream, is to make people relax so they'll get more sleep. I heard that one of the key health, not disease, that's a strong word, discomfort right now is the lack of sleep. It's trending. That's the trending health discomfort in the US, I believe. So yeah, if I'm putting you to sleep, I'm doing you. I did a good job. Thank you very much. Have a good night. God bless you. Namaste. Namaste. No, that was productive. I'm gonna stream for half an hour more. So I'm just gonna finish talking about life. So what is the truth is in between the lines mean? The truth is in between the lines mean, first off, there's the light in between the lines. And what does that mean? It means, yeah, I have to accept that life itself is God. Like, this reality is God. And that God is not what that God used to be 5,100 years ago. The God's been suffering really badly for the last 5,100 years, 5,100 years, progressively worse. That's my diagnosis of the state of this reality. Is there a God in this world? Yeah. He's as good as dead. Well, that should even speak for a lot of you, a lot of us. We are part God. We're part of God, Whether you believe that or not is really not up to you. And even if I were a Martian living on the Earth, meaning like if I'm so heterogeneous, from all the other humans to the point of being a Martian, then I could still say, hey, God still made me a Martian. Now I'm reading your comment again. Yeah, for me. Oh, I don't. So I assume that like everybody's living like my lifestyle, or I forget that a lot of people who are subscribe with me are younger people, like younger crowds. That should make me feel really, really effing old. Somehow it doesn't make me feel effing old. That's a plus. Imagine being subscribed by 70-year-olds and older only. What is my channel doing that's attracting only 70-year-olds? Is my channel about life insurance? Yes, of a kind. It's a spiritual kind. Thank you again. You actually really helped me. You brought so much positive energy to I also apologize. I think when I first saw you, I thought you were like trolling me. I was like, you effing troll. Like, I am not a troll. I go, I am so sorry. I'm just used to trolls. Whoever talks to you is not just a troll all the time. All the time. That troll, this troll, and that troll. No, it was my cat. It was an accident. Your cat is a troll. And once again, God bless you, and good luck in your school. School was fun, and I say that looking back, which means I regret. School's as close to heaven as you might get for a long time. I don't know about now though. See, when I was in school, even like the presence of a weapon was like an alarm across the entire nation. Called my college. Nowadays, a lot of things are happening. That's another sign of the end of the current state of the world. When I say the end of the world, I really mean the end of the current state of the world. The new world is gonna come whether we like it or not. Just like I talked about the future. The future is gonna be here with its technologies, whether you like it or not. And that technology is gonna help us out of the stitch. It's gonna make heaven on earth possible. Without technology, there's no such thing as heaven on earth. Are you kidding me? It's fiction. But since technology isn't fiction, we have a weapon called technology. And we just, I just hope that it stays non-violent. So the truth is in between the lines. My entire reality is God. Even this table, coffee table, this is all God. Even this holy medicine. Even this thing made from China is God. Do I accept? And that's what it means by the truth is in between the lines. Everything is God. So the next person that I talk to, I don't want to talk to because I'll be talking to God. Yeah, does that answer anybody's question about what I just said? The next cockroach that I might ever see, if ever, I might want to talk to because it's God. Do I accept? And that's what it means by the truth is in between the lines. So you better talk to cockroaches but avoid humans. Yes. I love animals for that reason. I love birds. Except when they poop on you. I hope they don't poop on you out of affection. So don't even love me. it liked me, so it pooped on me. Even this emptiness that I'm talking to, it's God. Okay, so question arises, how much consciousness does an inanimate object have? If I consider it God, does being God require consciousness? Short answer, no. The consciousness is in humans for sure. I've seen that. I've seen it enough now. So if you're a human watching it, pretend that you never watched this. Wait, if humans are not gonna watch this, then who are my audience gonna be? Cats. How about cats? I could relate to cats. Except the only thing I can't relate to cats is I'm not a carnivore. I'm an eggless vegetarian. I've been an eggless vegetarian for 9 years now. 9 years. Happily. It's happened for me. I mean, I've already accepted the fact that AI is going to be so advanced to the point that it'll be able to harbor souls, which means like if you're a really, really an advanced soul, you could be AI. If not in this life, then in the next life. And if I believe that, okay, so inanimate objects have their own limitations as far as they are being able to represent represent themselves as God, because they'll have to physically change its materialistic qualities. That's not an easy thing to do. So I don't require it. I don't need to see to believe it. I don't need to see that 1 + 1 = 2. You don't have to show me an apple and another apple to show me there are two apples. You know, it's got damaged so much to the point that he doesn't know how to forgive anymore. And then Yahusha came along, undid all that. Is that true? I know it's a theory. Self-religious arguments. Did God forget to forgive? Yeah, in a way, yes. To the point that Yaoshan was necessary. Put it that way. Nothing's done out of fanciness, they're done out of necessity. Sometimes. The truth is in between the lines. I cannot grasp it. I'm not gonna argue myself into the truth. That would be comical in itself. The truth is in between the lines. What is the truth? The truth is this thing called time. There's no break. In the digital world, there are frames, 60 frames. In real life, there's no such thing as a frame. Everything is continuous. Nothing I mean, the only time something starts anew is when you go to sleep, you start anew. But that's a, that's that's just a resetting bodily process, and does not affect time. Time is continuous. There are no breaks, there are no frames. That's the time is the truth. Continuous. Time is the truth. Truth is continuous. Truth is continuous. Why did God leave the earth 5,100 years ago? Time? Why did God leave the earth 5,100 years ago? It was because of time. Doesn't make any sense. Why did God leave 5,100 years ago? He did it for himself. But why? Whatever consists of love, such as duty, love. Why did God leave the earth? He did it for himself, out of love for himself. He left the earth 5,100 years ago for his own self-love. It means it's secret. Secretive. There was no other way. Time is continuous. When you're really enlightened, you will shit cold. That's my final conclusion after having studied many different religions for a couple of decades at least. A couple of decades. When you're enlightened, you will shit gold. Final conclusion. Like the final paragraph of an article. Final conclusion. When you are enlightened, you will shit gold. That should be considered satanic knowledge. That's not a normal human knowledge. Like, what did he just say? Forget you ever watched this channel. So I don't want to be too. I don't know how loud I am. I know I'm aware that I don't sound 100% human anymore. It's gonna get worse. One day I'm not gonna sound human. It's just gonna be a ghost talking. Ghost sounding. Sorry. I'm trying to be scary. I'm gonna sound like a ghost. No, my voice is gonna be more and more ghost-like. So I'm gonna end this in about 12 minutes or less. I don't know. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Oh, also, when you're enlightened, your telepathy is like way up there. You're picking up all kinds of signals. All kinds. That's why the Hare Krishna mantra really helps because it cuts off all the bad signals. The world doesn't seem like a happy place. Just looking through all the articles right now. Wow. That's why is this world real? It's is what's happening around me real? Am I just passing through? Hopefully, will I be able to just pass through? Like that's all I could ask at this point. Okay, I'm gonna end this right now. I have fun because of someone now that I will consider this individual a friend. A friend showed up. Namaste. Have a good night, guys.